So one of the largest regions in KwaZulu-Natal, where former President Jacob Zuma hails, is hosting its elective conference this weekend. Now, this is also the political branch of Water and Sanitation Minister Senzo Mchunu, who's known to be a loyalist to President Cyril Ramaphosa. The Musa Dladla region is, amongst the biggest blocks in KZN for the ANC, and is said to significantly affect the provincial conference that's expected to sit this coming July. Let's get you a sense of what else you need to know. Bring in our senior politics reporter, Ziyanda Ngobo, who's live to us now from Mtuba. And Ziyanda, the obvious question is around whether or not what is going to unfold this weekend there is yet another proxy battle for the December conference that the ANC is looking forward to.
It's definitely going to be a proxy battle, Ayanda, and I can tell you just from what I have been able to gather over the last couple of days that I've been here is that no one is really outrightly confident about which way this conference is going to go. So, as you've mentioned in the intro, this is a region where former President Jacob Zuma hails from. It was one of his political strongholds. And this is also where Senzo Mchunu comes from. And his wife, Tembega Mchunu, is running to become chairperson in the region. She's currently the deputy chairperson. But Musa Dladla, being as big as it is, will obviously tip the scales for the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Conference, and which will ultimately then have a large share in the 55th National Conference, Ayanda, which we know from the trend that we've seen from the last three provincial conferences in the Northern Cape, in Mpumalanga and the Eastern Cape, they've thrown their weight behind President Cyril Ramaphosa. But I'm now joined by Mdu Mhlongo. He's the current chairperson of the Musa Dladla region, but you're also running for another term, Mr. Mhlongo. And one of the things I want to talk to you about is you used to be the Umhlatuze mayor, but you lost that position in the last local government elections, which some would say is indicative of just how much this region has failed to convince the citizens of Richards Bay to trust the ANC. So why should you be returning to your position?
Well, I think this is a conference of the ANC, and gathered here are delegates of the ANC to assess the work done by the ANC since the term started in 2018 till this far. It is not a meeting of a deployment committee to assess whether Mdu is fit for mayor or not. So I think the issue must be separated. What we are dealing with today...
I'm sorry, Mr. Mhlongo, I can't separate the issues, and I'll tell you why. Because even when it comes to, if you look at example, with the former eThekwini mayor, Zandile Kumete, part of the reason why she was removed as mayor is because she was seen to have not performed, both as chairperson of the ANC in the region, and by extension then through deployment, because the policies, you are supposed to implement the policies of the ANC where you are. So if there's no confidence in the party, you lead the region and one of the second biggest cities in KwaZulu-Natal. Again, I ask you, why then should you return to this position as chairperson if there is this question mark?
Well, in the ANC, I do not campaign for myself. I did not raise myself. It is the branches of the ANC that have raised myself, without me going to them and saying, please raise myself, please raise my name. And so it is up to the branches. I do not have a say in terms of whether I come back or not. It is the branches of the ANC. And we always understand in the ANC that we lead at the behest of the branches of the ANC. And so far, I know that branches of the ANC have nominated myself. And if at a plenary I am asked whether or not I'm available, I will then respond at the time given the question being asked to me. So I don't think that that is a question for now. But I can tell you that in terms of whether or not the people of Musa Dladla region do trust the ANC or not, I think that we all accept that there are challenges that are facing the movement at the moment, and it's not an issue isolated in Musa Dladla region. It is a national issue which has resulted in the ANC reversing some of its gains that it had made throughout the years. And it did not just happen here. And so it is important not to isolate this matter. what we are working on, of course, as people who are humble and accept outcomes of the elections, is to go back to our people and ask them where they think the ANC needs to improve, and that is exactly what we will do. And that's why in the ANC we have such meetings, because this is where you take mandate and you are able to then go back and start afresh and convince the people. The masses of our people, in fact, did not vote against the ANC. They did not vote. That is why the ANC in Mhlathuze is still the majority. It's just that we did not get sufficient majority to govern alone. Equally so, the opposition or the other parties did not get sufficient majority. So that's why they have a coalition that is running the municipality.
Mr. Mhlongo, but part of the reason why the ANC, and I remember quite distinctly, you couldn't get an outright majority is because, and this comes back then to this conference, that there were members of the ANC, there were voice notes going around, and you even had to address it, of members saying that they'd either work with the opposition or campaign against the African National Congress within this region. This speaks to the divisions within the Musa Dladla region. Going into this conference, are you going to be able to say, if you do accept the chairpersonship position again, that you'll be able to unite this particular region, given just how high the stakes are?
Well, the question of building unity in the ANC will always be central and paramount to our work, particularly because the nature of local government is such that it's the sphere that is closest to the people, and therefore it attracts a lot of interest from a number of comrades. And all of these, some of these fights emanate from how the BGMs that nominated what candidates were ran. And out of that, people then felt that, okay, the BGM did not, or the community vote did not go with me, and therefore I'm going to throw my weight behind an opposition, or going to hold those that believed in me not to go and campaign. And so these are things that when we talk about renewal, we should start there to revive the consciousness of the members of the ANC, to accept that they join the ANC voluntarily and without motives of material gain or personal gain. So the ANC in Musa Dladla is here to rekindle that spirit of members understanding that they are members of the ANC, not because there is something that they should benefit from the ANC, but because they are placing their energies at the disposal of the ANC.
But Mr. Mhlongo, it's rather unfortunate. I'm listening to you, but it's rather unfortunate because it seems that there's still this issue of slate politics within the ANC. In fact, you are seen as somebody who falls within the RET, the Radical Economic Transformation faction. Is that true? Where do you stand? And if you return as chairperson in the KZN provincial conference, will you be declaring your support for President Cyril Ramaphosa? Where do you stand?
Well, unfortunately, I can't take decision on behalf of conference, so the conference will tell me where to go.
Are you an RET man?
I'm a member of the ANC.
All right, I not wanting to give away much, but certainly there's a lot that is being spoken around these leaders. Mdu Mhlongo is one of them. He'll be going toe-to-toe with Tembeka Mchunu, the wife of Senzo Mchunu, and you'll know that Mchunu is someone who is very pivotal in ensuring that President Cyril Ramaphosa is elected as president during the run-up to the 2017 NASREC conference. In fact, Mchunu was the one who ensured that Ramaphosa had a platform here in KwaZulu-Natal to campaign, because as much as you would have heard Mhlongo saying that he's an ANC man, Ramaphosa did not attend or address rather a single ANC rally in the run-up to the NASREC conference. And why am I speaking about the president and leaders at a national level? Well, because this conference as small as it might seem to someone at a distance, it's a region in KwaZulu-Natal, not even the province. The stakes are quite high when you look at the fact that KwaZulu-Natal is the largest bloc of the ANC. It's yet to hold its own provincial conference, and it's not clear then, who is going to contest against Sihle Zikalala, who is the incumbent chairperson, and by extension then we'll get a sense of where this province stands ahead of the 55th National Conference.
All very important in a context where already 3 provinces have thrown their weight behind Cyril Ramaphosa. Where KZN stands around this becomes incredibly crucial in the lead up to the National Conference in December. Ziyanda Ngobo, as always, helping us connect the dots. Thanks very much indeed. She's live.